Producer Jenny for the country music this morning. You know I love it. All right, San Diego 6 has been giving you an inside look at fighter jets, transport planes, and helicopters with the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing at MCAS Miramar. Well, now San Diego 6's Jim Patton brings you the final chapter.
We conclude our series from Marine Corps Air Station Miramar with a look at the single most important aspect of training at the base, safety. Our goal in this series has been to highlight daily operations, but we felt it would have been remiss to not touch on the crash of 2008 and to give you insight into what was learned and some of the measures now in place to keep such a tragedy from happening again. An A-18 Hornet trying to land at Miramar loses power, crashing into 2 homes in University City. The pilot ejects safely, but a grandmother, mother, and 2 small children are killed. The investigation would uncover a series of errors, including poor maintenance that led to the engine failure, as well as misjudgments by the pilot and personnel on the ground.
The amount of rigor that goes into what we like to call the lessons learned from something like that is incredible.
Second in command at the base, Major Mike Brennan, says the paramount goal in the wake of any misstep, even if it's minor, is getting to the truth to ensure it doesn't happen again. To help accomplish that, the Marine Corps has the ability to grant a form of immunity, known as privilege.
Let's say you were a pilot who happened to eject from an aircraft that crashed. I could offer you what we call privilege, and you would be protected from any kind of adjudicative process that would punish you for your actions, so that I could get to the truth of what happened.
Brennan says it's a process that has been questioned by some members of Congress, but the Marine Corps has stood firm. That's not to say that privilege is automatic.
There are times when people deserve punishment for sure. People make what I would say gross and negligent errors. Most often our focus is to say, how can we prevent this in the next iteration?
Since we are a training squadron and we're not risking ourselves in combat, then safety it gets elevated to the point where nothing's worth dying for.
Perhaps the greatest lesson of the tragedy of 2008 is putting things in perspective. Along with added measures concerning aircraft maintenance and pilot training, there has been a shift in mindset that individuals need to feel empowered to act in the highest interest of safety, no matter their rank.
How we train pilots to fly the aircraft now, all the way up to and including commanding officers and commanding generals on how they push forward the mindset that will allow us to feel like we can make mitigation decisions on our own and not be forced to do something just because somebody who outranked you said to do it.
Nonetheless, completely eliminating risk from aviation, be it military or civilian, may be impossible. In April of 2012, an FA-18 crashed into an apartment building in Virginia Beach. And in June of this year, a Harrier fighter out of Yuma crashed into a neighborhood in Imperial, damaging 2 homes. There were no fatalities in either incident. And we conclude this series back where we started with the ongoing tests of the new F-35 fighter presently taking place off the coast of San Diego. By next year, the Marine version of this jet is expected to be in service and will soon replace the Harrier. But the sunset of the FA-18 is going to be much longer, as a Marine board decided this year to extend its service for 15 years to 2029. I want to offer my personal thanks to everyone at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar who helped us on this series. Hospitality and openness was outstanding. Also like to recognize Captain Melanie Salinas, who was our very gracious and patient guide throughout 3 days of production. Melanie, thank you. I'm Jim Patton, San Diego 6 News.
And again, that was a